Welcome to Altline Interviews. I'm Hannah, and today we're here with Black Ivar to talk about their new album, Lovely House. So thank you so much for being here. So to start, for anyone that might be new to your music, can you tell us a little bit about the band and like how you guys got together?
So actually, Black Ivor was born into Philip's solo project.
Okay.
He always been into music. He always had bands in the past, and he thought he outgrown this. But after we moved here, progressively started going to local shows, and we fell in love again with music. And then Philip started this thing called Black Ivor, and I think he's the best to answer this. So give more context, I guess.
Yeah, so it's essentially what Julia just said. I was part of a professional band for many years. Did the whole thing, touring, music videos, recording, and everything. And it really is taxing on you, and I think I at some point I just got fed up of having my head resting against like a van window, like not showering properly for like 3 days, covered in sweat, and being like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
So when we moved to Canada, me and Julia, I was like done, But I did had like a lot of ideas and like songs that I still wanted to put out, and then I decided like, yeah, I'll just do it casually, But then Julia got interested in it. She learned how to scream. She was always a good singer, but mostly, at home and stuff. And that's how essentially how we started like Black Ivor. And it is true. I still remember we went to all female fronted event that happened on January 10th, 2023. It had Don't Deserve a Grave, Jose, Vampires and Leeches, and I was just blown away by the support from the scene and the quality of the music. And I was like, yeah, maybe we should give this another try. And here we are, essentially.
That's amazing. Okay, so let's get into the new album. So can you guys kind of describe what Lovely House is about? Is there, a central theme or a story that runs through it?
Well, Lovely House is basically us opening up about our fears, our anxieties, and Lovely House is basically a metaphor to our head. So we can decorate our minds with what we feel, what we like, and that's almost like I don't know how to say, like it's yeah, it's basically about hardships, struggles, and overcoming them.
Yeah, it was never meant to be a concept album, which it is, and just like Julia said, the main metaphor behind the name comes from perceiving your mind as a house. There's no one that is responsible for cleaning, populating it besides yourself. We can't control where we are born, how we are born, or what happens to our life, but it's up to us to regardless of what happened or has happened, to make the best out of it. The main inspiration for this comes from actually a band from the US called Hotel Books. They have the same premise. So Hotel Books, so they tackle like a lot of internal feelings and struggles. And Hotel Books comes from this idea that you, like yourself, is kind of like a hotel. So you welcome people into your life, and some people will come in and check in and stay forever. Some people will check in and absolutely destroy your room and leave
Yeah.
without paying. And so that's essentially the metaphor. It is a hybrid metalcore album, so we instrumentally we are very much inspired by bands like Orthodox, Boundaries, Mugshot. So it is in a sense kind of like a new genre. So we are not pulling inspiration from 2008 metalcore. It's a little more recent than that, but yeah, we are super proud of it, and we're so happy that it's finally out. Because we worked a lot on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I think it's a really good metaphor because, like you said, obviously, like you have to keep yourself protected. I think that's a really great message to put into your music. So, what was the biggest challenge that you guys faced while you were recording this album? Since it's kind of your first full length project, how did that compare to just recording your singles and releasing those?
Uh, I think it's the biggest challenge. It's actually like a some sort of a growing pain too. When you're releasing like a single, you don't really have to worry about you know making that song sound like anything else. So it's like a one-off release and it's out and it's done. When you're producing an album, this is something that we faced like a lot. It's like we would have songs that we written like 6 months ago, and then we came up with this new idea, and we hear it, and then back to back, like you can tell, all right, so we're gonna have to go back to this first song and redo a lot of stuff, especially with Julia's vocals. So
Yeah.
she progressed like so much in the past year, and it just came to a point in which we both had to sit down and be like, all right, we're gonna have to redo your vocals for this entire track, because the difference is like outstanding. Like we can't have this. And I think for me personally, since I was the one that like did the mix and the mastering, just finding that like being cohesive throughout, like instrumentally and lyrically too, from start to finish. That was the biggest challenge for me, at least.
For me, I think the biggest challenge was, of course, redoing vocals over and over again, but that's a good thing because we are always looking to improve. Once we like realized that we had like this concept of Lovely House together, we also like me and Felipe were just like fighting over lyrics a lot because he likes to be like very straightforward, and I like more speak to about stuff more how do you say metaphorically. Yeah. And I think that's and also like because we are independent musicians, like we had to set up like deadlines for ourselves so we can keep like focus and keep working on music without ever just like stopping and just losing like the momentum. And I think that's it.
Yeah, it's hard to keep that momentum, especially when you are independent and you have life and everything else like that. But I think that the metaphorical lyrics are really great, like especially as like an avid music listener. I think it's awesome to be able to kind of have a band that you really enjoy and be able to kind of interpret it to your own thing, and people can take away the meaning from it, but still kind of, put it into their own lives in their own specific way, which I think is an amazing power of music. So that's awesome.
Yeah, true. And like me and Julia, we go back and forth, and I feel that towards the end, like the last few like weeks of production for the album, we kind of finally hit the sweet spot. And it's just because like it's not that I have a hard time writing lyrics that are like more poetical. It's just that I genuinely don't resonate that much with that. Julia is a big fan of the way Courtney LaPlante from Spirit Box writes, and based like from my own inspirations, I'm a huge fan of Counterparts. But like sometimes, man, I'll listen to Counterparts and I'll take a look at the lyrics and I'm like, what are you saying? like I wanna understand your message so bad, but he phrases in such a, and it's beautiful written. But I prefer when it's something that like, this is what I'm talking about. This is how I feel. This is how I perceive it. This is how I prefer to relate to my personal taste in music.
Yeah, and I think finding the balance, especially because you guys have different writing styles, is obviously, I can imagine butting heads a little bit once in a while. But I mean, finding that common ground, that middle ground of being able to kind of work things together is really great.
But it turns out kind of funny because the way I do it, like I like to have everything ready for the recording session, and Julia, she kind of likes. She shows to me her ideas while we are recording. so we will have the lyrics set, and I'll be like, all right, so this section you do it like this, and she's like, okay, and then she does it completely different, and I'm like, hold on, this is kind of cool though. And it kind of stays in.
It's just the creative process.
Yeah,
right?
for sure, but it works.
Awesome. Okay, so one track that really kind of stood out was Lucid. So the scratching elements and how it sets you apart sonically. So what kind of inspired that track from like a musical standpoint?
So me and Philip, we are into very different kind of music. I'm very into nu metal. I really like this modern thing. I'm into industrial rock. And I've been experimenting with like synthesizers and like keys. And I was like, maybe we should put a little bit of spice here. Let's add something. Keys, not good. Maybe we do a scratching sound. I don't know. It was just like, we just felt that something was missing and we needed to add something. And probably it came from like listening to Linkin Park, Mad Kelly, Seven Dust,
Limp
everything.
Bizkit.
Yeah, Limp Bizkit a lot. And yeah, I don't know, I really want to do something with like a DJ someday, like a collab. It would be pretty cool.
Yeah, so Julia is right. I'm way more into like the core genres of metal. So I like deathcore, metalcore, and stuff. But I do like appreciate the new metal part of it, and I'm a huge fan of West Borland too. That's why I wear a mask. I know it's like the first band people think of is probably Slipknot, but it's not. Like I'm not trying to hide my identity. Like I love how throughout the phases of Limp Bizkit, for example, Wes would have different. He wears more makeup than masks, but I hate wearing makeup. It just makes my eye dry, so a mask is easier. But that's the idea. Like I intend to change my mask over time.
Okay.
In by the way, shout out to Samuel Flaming Skulls, best mask designer there is. But that's essentially it. So we brought in this scratching discs just because we felt that song. Like I really like Speed, which is like a hardcore band, and they have those elements on their songs and their music, and I think it like gives, like Julia said, like the extra touch for it.
Yeah, gotta add spice.
And it's all about experimenting, right? Like you got to try things. Sometimes it's going to work.
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
the keys didn't work, but the scratching works, and that's great, right? You
For
never
sure,
know
for
unless you
sure.
try.
Yeah, well, we're definitely still trying to like nail our sound, so we experimented with a couple of things throughout the song, like but yeah, Lucid was definitely one of those. Yeah.
Awesome. And I mean, obviously, like the mask kind of ties into my next question. So you guys have like a really like distinct visual identity across your social media and everything. So like your single Waste of Skin and now this album. So like what was kind of the vision behind that and how does it connect in with Lovely House now?
Yeah, so with like the main things we approached with the album are nothing new, especially for metal, like anxiety, grief, and stuff. What we are trying to do is like give a different perspective on those things. So what you will find in a lot of our songs is like, for example, Comfort is about grief, right? But in that song, we try to give an answer to that, which is endurance, right? You can like it goes back to like Buddhism with pain is certainty, but suffering is optional, right? And it's the same thing with the Waste of Skin. So when we started playing live last year, and this is something that I kind of brought from my old band. Like with my old band, I joined that band, and when I joined, I was like, holy shit, how that like so much drama, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, with my band, I'm not gonna do that. And then it was pretty sad to us to realize that drama will find you whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
You know. So Waste of Skin was kind of like about that. The fact that some people choose to, talk shit about you, but then when you're face to face to them, they're like your best friends. And I feel that is a hard feeling to cope, especially if you're putting yourself out there, because it's so easy to get paranoid and start being a dick to everyone.
Yeah.
Because you never know, like, oh, is this person actually like coming to me after my set and being like, hey, I really like your set, we should play together sometime, or are they just it's just a facade,
Yeah.
so that's the main idea, and I feel we try to do that with every single topic on the album.
Yeah, I feel like most of our songs, I even joke about this. It's like, I'm angry at everything. Everything sucks, but it will be okay. Yeah, I think you summed it pretty good.
Honestly, at the end of the day, like you just have to keep reminding yourself everything's gonna be okay. And I think that ties in really well with how you're saying that the Lovely House is your home. You invite
Yeah,
people in. You have to protect your own space here, wherever it may be.
Yeah.
So I think that's awesome. As far as like the album itself, like what was your favorite part of creating it together?
For me, definitely being open to experiment more with my voice and also like instruments because music it's a very big part of my life. Like my whole life, I've been into going to concerts and playing instruments. I'm not good at them, but I'm getting there. And then learning how to scream was like life changing because I could finally create something like turn my pain into something that could be good and also ease someone else's pain as well because we speak it's very like intimate even though it's like a recurrent theme on metal but it's like therapy for us I think.
Well, for me personally, was finally realizing that I managed to overcome my uh, fear of perfection. I guess I don't think the album is perfect, uh, but I'm so proud of it. And this feeling, this realization, came way before the album was out. So we finished the album so it came out on March 31st. It was done by February.
Okay.
And I was happy. Not once. I think not. You didn't do that either, right? Like we never like second guessed anything. We knew about its flaws, and we do have a couple of reviews that are going to be coming out in the next few weeks because we did send it to you guys, like we sent it to press and stuff. Mm-hmm. And some of these people pointed out the things that I know are things we need to work on it. But as it is right now, I'm so proud and so fulfilled by what we did. And this is a feeling that I definitely want to carry forward with our next releases for sure.
Amazing. Okay. And so if someone were to hear just one song from the album, like obviously, there's nothing's ever going to be perfect. And I think that as a listener, I really enjoy that because it feels more human. It's less like the machine, especially given the current state of the music industry and everything like that. So if you had to pick one song from the album for people to hear, which one would it be and why?
You wanna start this one?
You can start.
All right.
I'm thinking.
I really like Comfort, and mainly because for me it starts with the basis of metalcore, so low tune guitars. There's like this huge 808 right out of the gate, but as the song progresses, it kind of shows the direction we're moving forward with, because we have new songs like essentially done already. We're just waiting some time before we start releasing them too, and they all kind of like lean towards the style that Comfort brings. So that harshness and that melody that's kind of like dissonant, but you can kind of feel it in the background. So for me, it's definitely Comfort.
For me, I think it will be Bad News because it's all about overcoming your bad thoughts and making something good out of it. And also because I do some cleans, which is kind of rare for me. And I was pretty happy with the result. We put a lot of keys. So I guess it's like a very structured song. We took a lot of time working on it. And I really like it. It's my favorite. It's on repeat. I'm the biggest fan of my own band.
You have to be. Honestly, you have to be. If you have to believe in yourself, and I think that's the most important part. And it's hard, right? Like you're saying, sometimes maybe something isn't exactly what you want it to be, but as long as you believe in yourself, that's really the most important part because that'll take you so much further than anybody else, right?
Yeah.
And so for the band, where do you see yourselves in the next 5 years?
Okay. Dreaming big here, my biggest dream would be like creating a song for a WWE wrestler.
Yes, that would be amazing.
I'm very into WWE, but being realistic, probably be signed to a label and performing. We really want to perform throughout Brazil, our home country. Mm-hmm. It would be cool to have a tour there. And music videos are fun. I really want to have like our next album have like, I know it's big and it's expensive to make music videos, but I really want to do like for at least each one of the tracks. What do you think about it? I'm just like throwing ideas here already. Prepare yourself. And yeah, I think we'll be promoting for sure a new album and promoting our song with WWE.
Yeah, I think Julia pretty much summarized it up. Definitely being signed, getting signed actually, and being able to live off of what we love doing, which is write music and play shows, and that's the main goal.
Thank you so much for joining me. It was
Thank you
great
all.
having you guys. So be sure to check out Lovely House. Thank you for watching Altline Interviews. And yeah.
Thank you so much for having us, guys. Lovely House is out. Check it out on YouTube and all your favorite streaming platforms. We have a bunch of shows coming up, so search us up on Instagram because we are not on Facebook. So it's black.ivar, and check our website, blackivar.com. And yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much for the support. I hope you guys listen to Lovely House. And if you do, make sure to send us your favorite song. And I hope our music resonates with you. And yeah, thank you so much for having us.